Welcome to this explainer. We're jumping right in today to unpack a massive paradigm shift that's actively reshaping how your content gets discovered online. For over 2 decades, search visibility was built entirely on a foundation of keywords. But let's be real, that era is effectively over. Today, we're looking at how generative AI and conversational engines are making prompts the brand new unit of search. So, is your organic traffic mysteriously disappearing? Well, if it is, you're definitely not alone. And hey, it's probably not because your content suddenly got worse. It's because generative AI platforms and conversational engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity are completely bypassing traditional search. Users are getting their answers directly from AI overviews without ever having to click through to a traditional search engine results page. We're moving away from the old days of optimizing for an isolated two-word keyword like chronic fatigue or cheap shoes. We've got to embrace the new way. Now, we must optimize for the narrative, highly structured, and deeply complex prompts that your audience is actively feeding into large language models. The unit of search has literally expanded from a couple of words to a multi-layered conversational paragraph. And if you're wondering just how much of a difference optimizing for this new reality makes, think about this number. Joint research from Princeton University and the Allen Institute for AI shows that optimizing your content for fluency and embedding direct citations gives a massive 40% boost in your visibility within LLM responses. That's a staggering competitive advantage just sitting there for the taking if you format your content correctly. Now, get a load of this data point from Ahrefs. Tracking Google's AI overviews reveals that over 80% of the links provided in conversational AI answers come from domains that don't even rank in the top 10 of traditional organic desktop search results. Let that sink in for a second. The sites winning the AI search game are often completely different from the ones winning the old-school Google search game.
So, what does this all mean? It means the very definition of digital authority has fundamentally changed. Large language models, they don't really care about your 10-year-old legacy backlink profile. They want structured data they can easily verify, parse, and extract. They're evaluating your content's semantic depth and its structural readiness to answer a highly specific user prompt.
Let's look at the anatomy of a prompt in healthcare. Here we can see how users are treating AI as a cautious triage tool before they ever step foot in the doctor's office. Take a typical healthcare prompt today. It's not a generic search for joint pain anymore. It's a highly detailed narrative-style query. The user is saying, I'm a 45-year-old female experiencing sudden joint pain after starting medication X. It's completely symptom-driven, heavily contextualized by age and current meds, and focused on conditional constraints, specifically asking the AI to define the boundary between a normal side effect and an urgent care situation. To actually win retrieval in this new healthcare landscape, you've got to completely shift your content strategy. You must discard vague, broad medical definitions. Instead, it's time to embrace clear, highly structured FAQ formats. You need to use conversational headers that directly address these complex, multi-layered symptom combinations, and you absolutely must call out explicit risk factors. You've got to mirror the patient's treatment discovery mindset directly on your page. Next up, the anatomy of a prompt for B2B. In the business-to-business space, buyers are using generative AI to bypass traditional top-of-funnel marketing entirely, synthesizing massive amounts of market research in seconds. These B2B prompts are ruthlessly analytical and objective. Just listen to this kind of request. Compare enterprise CRM brand A and brand B for 500 users. Provide implementation times, hidden API costs, and 3-year ROI. It's deeply concerned with financial justification. And notice that very end, format as a table. B2B users almost always request specific formatting so they can drop the AI's output directly into a slide deck for their decision makers. If your B2B site relies entirely on gated, vague PDFs that hide the actual details of your software, you're going to be practically invisible to an LLM. You have to present dense technical data in clean, transparent tables so the LLM can extract it easily. If you hide your pricing behind a contact sales button, the AI is simply going to recommend a competitor who offers direct pricing, realities, and explicit ROI calculators right there in the open text. For our third vertical, let's look at the anatomy of a prompt in e-commerce. Here, conversational AI behaves like an interactive, highly personalized personal shopper, guiding the user right up to the point of purchase. Astoundingly, recent data shows that nearly 45% of LLM follow-up nudges, those suggested next questions the AI offers you, steer users directly toward budget or deal-related variables. The engine itself is actively pushing the user to refine their search based on pricing constraints. Look at how intentional shoppers are now. They might ask, what are the best reviewed running shoes for overpronators under $150? Remove brands with known wear and tear issues. They're purposefully clustering qualitative markers like best reviewed with strict financial boundaries. On top of that, they're adding highly specific use cases, targeting overpronators, and explicitly asking the AI to filter out brands with negative wear and tear reviews.
This right here is exactly where traditional keyword optimization, targeting something generic like cheap running shoes, completely fails. To succeed here, your merchant center feeds must supply incredible semantic depth. You need to provide the rich contextual layers, specific use cases, and direct product specifications that an LLM needs to confidently validate its recommendations against a buyer's tight constraints. You've got to make sure your user reviews are crawlable and highlight those specific use cases.
So, why does prompt structure actually matter? Let's pull back the curtain and understand exactly why LLMs favor specific content structures when deciding who gets the citation and who gets ignored.
It basically boils down to this exact formula you need to follow going forward. When a user inputs contextual constraints, like an exact budget or age, the LLM filters out unverified data. Your optimization, use precise schema markup and hard numbers, not vague adjectives. When they make formatting requests, the LLM naturally favors logically organized text, so use clean HTML tables and clear H2 and H3 headings. And for those multi-turn follow-up conversations, you have to build deep, comprehensive content clusters that anticipate what the user will ask next.
All right, winning the AI SEO game. We've talked about the theory and the data, now let's operationalize it and start winning today. Here is your new operational playbook. First, stop relying solely on isolated keywords. Get in there and mine your search logs and customer service transcripts for real conversational data. Second, audit your technical architecture for LLM readability. Ensure you have clean, schema-backed data. And really consider adding an llms.txt file to help AI crawlers parse your specs. And third, write for the follow-up. If you only optimize for the user's first query, a competitor who optimized for the inevitable follow-up prompt is going to steal the final AI recommendation right out from under you.
I want to leave you with this final thought to spark your strategy as you review your own content. As conversational search rapidly scales, is your content answering just that simple first query, or is it actually equipped to handle the entire multi-layered conversation? Shift your mindset from merely capturing a quick click to sustaining a deep conversation with an AI assistant. That is how you take back your search visibility. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this gives you a clear, actionable roadmap for the future of search.